Hey, hen dog, they be hating. I know it. It's crazy. No notification. I've heard so many people say that, but thank you for giving me the heads up. I knew it was something. Give me one moment, y'all. Thumb me up. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Hey, Lizzie, come on in.
Drop into the
Litless. Y'all, it's for something. It's for something here, which is cool. But I said, shit, it's boring. Let me come on out and do a quick little midday and stuff. Y'all, I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I am. God is so good, y'all. Shout out to all the ladies in the room for the one time. Just came out to kick it for a little bit. Yep, hey, Miss Jacqueline. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. So the title of the video is Who is the Superior? The man or the woman? Ooh, wait, don't that make for good discussion? Hey, Looty Poo. Yeah, I thought it would be, a good idea to get into that. So what's the weather like where everybody's at? Yeah, just dark. Okay, it's not cold, but raining weather here. So, anytime it's dark and dreary, it could take an effect on, how you feeling for that day, your energy for that day. And I ain't gonna allow it, right? So, if I'm sitting at the crib and I want to have fun, I just come on out with my ladies. Yup, man or woman. Now, if there's any jizzle sticks up in the chat that want to chime in, let me put the link in the chat, because I know, it's going to be some men that might want to debate, a little bit about who the superior may be. Now, I did not prepare for this, so, we're going to need you rig it. We're We gonna need you rig it today, okay? But them be the best shows, the Negro rigged ones, okay? We're gonna Negro rig it. Thumbs me up. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to get in here. From my understanding, nobody is getting notifications. And that's okay. They'll catch the replay. Or if we can get the algorithm up, then they can hop in on the live. It'll come around eventually. So give me 1 second, y'all. Let me find something. But yes, y'all, it's a beautiful midday. Yep. Shout out to Goop Doo for the new Liddy term right now. Let me see if I can post this. Liddy City. I love it. Because that's what it is. Okay. We get a lot of visitors, a lot of tourists. Liddy City, big. Hey, Rosalind. So look, we're gonna get into the celeb. Hey, Toya, baby. What's happening, y'all? We're gonna get into the a little bit about the celebrities in a minute here, right? But I wanted to touch on something, and I'll tell y'all what sparked this conversation. Okay, so I have some male friends, right? And the male friends that I have, they are, I'm not going to say argumentative, but all of my guy friends, like my homeboys, I got some homeboys. Like I love to kick it with the dudes, the fellas, right? And they can really get into it. They have that combative personality where they ain't gonna just listen to what Loca's saying, like how y'all, y'all come in and y'all chime in, they gonna exercise this Libra mind, okay? They gonna always give me, the what if, or that 1% of, type thing. And I love that. I love that type of challenging energy. But as we were debating about something yesterday, it was probably around about 7, 8 o'clock, it came across my mind like, wait a minute. Hey, Serenity. Hey, Miguel. This would be for a good topic of discussion because, I know a lot of people ain't going to like that. And you don't hardly ever hear people talking about this because it's a touchy topic, especially involving the melanated community, right? What makes it a touchy topic? What makes it a touchy topic is the fact that we already struggle as a collective to keep the family solid, right? Am I right about that? It's a struggle. It's a struggle. I do believe it's a struggle, not only for just melanated families, okay? But I think that in this time, right, more of being independent is being pushed, like, yeah, the woman, she's strong, she, be independent. And guess what? Sometimes we don't have a choice. Of course, we're gonna be independent when we don't have a choice, right? But in this day, your spirit wants something to love on. It wants somebody to relate to, and it's always a plus if it's looking good and it's the opposite sex, and for some the same sex. Hey, it is what it is, right? But I do feel like in this day, you don't see a lot of the marriage, being emphasized on, being pushed. You don't see that a lot. You see more about the Instagram model. She's cashy, she's perfect, built perfect, and she's not saying husband or my man all the time. Okay, so we see it, but not a lot, not a whole lot. That's all I'm saying, right? So hey, Rob. So the title is, who is the superior, the man or the woman? Okay. Now, we only got 40 people up in here, y'all. Y'all know I ain't used to that. Golly, quit playing with me, YouTube. Bitch. Okay. So if I could get high energy in the chat and, chime in, ain't nobody going to kill you and eat you. Quick question. How y'all feeling? Who's superior? Just right off the bat, before I even bring out any detail. If somebody walked up to you, hey, Angela, baby, and said, who's the superior, right? What would your answer be? Can y'all get into that real quick? Come on, y'all. I came to have a little fun, and it's dreary here. I think Elle said it wasn't good weather over there, so let's just have a little fun. Let's see if y'all be honest or not. Who's the superior, the man or the woman?
Shawty with Alright, let's go in the club, man. Hey, bro, you got two? Bro, I'm in orange again, bro.
Round of applause, baby, make that leg clap. Drop it to the floor, make that leg clap.
Okay, I see y'all. Ain't that many of y'all, so I can't let it go too far. Hey, Kim. Hey, Ro, baby. I'm glad to see y'all. Happy midday. Y'all, I'm so happy. God is so good. Y'all, all y'all got to do, hey, Michelle, is just sit back and wait. I'm telling you, God is good. You better take my word for it. Okay, so a lot of people are saying the woman, right? Now, keep in mind, I'm going to keep the link in the chat for anybody that wants to come up. Now, I only have one device on, so it shouldn't be any echoing, okay? And then, of course, you can always call the latest phone line. We made that adjustment sometimes last week, okay? So a lot of people are saying the woman. Let me shout out Miguel for the one time. I see you, boo. A lot of people are saying the woman, okay? Now, y'all know the men ain't going to agree with that, right? Somewhere along the lines, the man and the woman were created, were mentioned as equal. Flame up the chat if you agree with that. Hammer in the chat if you don't. So being that a lot of people in here, which don't forget this chat is predominantly occupied by women right now. We only got a few Jommies and Jizzle sticks around, and they might not want to say nothing, but that's okay because we still gonna get into it. So for the ones that are saying it's the woman, would you have an answer to why? Why is the woman more superior? Well, the first thing that comes to hand is, well, because she can have the babies, right? She procreates, right? But there's something about society, right, that doesn't agree with that. And I mean society as a collective. They don't want you to mention that. They want to push this narrative. As a matter of fact, when you are referring to a higher power, the higher power that you worship, you refer to him as a he. It's almost like a trained behavior, okay? This is a learned behavior. This is something that has been instilled for a very long time. He is the Almighty. He is the one true. It's a he. It's always been a masculine emphasis put on that, the he factor, when it comes to even the God that you worship. Oh, this is hot. This ain't cold. Hold on, y'all. She done gave me a warm big red. Ain't that a bitch? Y'all give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna have to get me some ice. Ain't no way I could drink no hot big red, bitch. Okay, so as I was saying, society won't allow you to say that. They don't agree with that. Most of the powerful energy or what they want us to believe. Hey, Valerie, love, wink, wink. Most of the powerful energy is referred to as masculine energy. Okay. And so, believe it or not, it wasn't always that way. Okay. So, quick little disclaimer. I'm not here to say whether we're right or wrong. I'm just here to point out a couple of little things before we get into, other news. Okay. So if the first thing that comes to mind is, well, it's the female, it's the woman, because she procreates. And that is a very authentic, answer. It's a very valid answer. It's actually the first answer that comes to mind, because without the woman, even though the man could be, identified as stronger, with his masculine energy, he could be identified as, more physically fit. He could be also identified as even a more harder of a worker, if that isn't even a correct term, but y'all know what I mean. Okay. Hey, Sugar. Hey, Regina and Lucy. Shout out to the ladies. Much love, y'all. Yeah, we in here. It's ugly out. I just want to come out and have a real life conversation and have a little fun while doing so. So if you into that, hop on in, thumb me up, and let's get into it. Okay. So as I had mentioned, goop doop, a laborer, so the male species is always identified in a stronger, more powerful form. Would you all agree to that? Now I'm trying to be, as light as I can and say it as relatable as I can without being offensive to either gender. Okay. But the ones that just entered the chat, we just asked, who is the superior? Who is the more superior, the man or the woman? Now, some people in the chat, they responded, and at first answer, you're going to say woman. Some will, and maybe some won't. So I did agree to that answer, because that is one of the first things that comes to mind. Without the woman, how can procreation exist? Okay. Now, I want to further touch on that topic by mentioning that the earth in itself, this planet that we live on, that is full of water, there is more water fulfilling this earth than it is land. Okay. Flame it up if you already knew that. Okay. So this is a water-filled land. And we know that water is very powerful, even if it doesn't get the credit. Water is very powerful, right? Keeping in mind that some of the other planets, some of the other energies that we do experience on a daily basis that we're not even aware of, because it is the unseen energies. Okay. A lot of those other existing planets, they do not contain water like Earth. So that's what makes that's what makes Earth so powerful. Okay. Because of the water that it maintains. And there's a lot of magic involved in water as well. Right. But I think everybody can agree that the earth, who is referred to as Mother Earth, is a feminine planet. Can we agree to that? Even if you don't know about astrology, if you're a woman, you have feminine energy. If you're a man, then you know that you have masculine energy, and vice versa. Okay, so the earth, Mother Earth, is the feminine energy. We can identify her femininity by the water that flows through her. Okay. We can identify her feminine energy by her procreation. What does she do? Well, she procreates. How? Anything that lives and dwindles or dwells or exists in Mother Earth can procreate. So she has an infinite procreation energy. Okay. Just like, if you have roses, you plant the seed of rose in Mother Earth, she's going to procreate you roses. Right. So her dirt, her energy, her existence is of procreation. So I do think it's safe to say that Mother Earth is like a big womb. Okay. She's like a big cell. Okay. Consistently procreating, just like the womb man. Right? Y'all ready for that or not? Y'all ready for that? I'm trying not to go too deep and too hard, right? Don't forget about the question at hand. The question at hand is, who is the superior, the man or the woman? Well, you could throw in the question, it does depend on the planet that both creations exist, right? So they told you when you were younger that men and women are not from the same planet. So some self-research should be, where does the masculine energy originate? We know that masculinity exists on this earth. We know that, okay, because a lot of us are married, we have brothers, we have fathers, and we're here. And in this day, in order to procreate, you use the masculine energy. The flowers don't, though, right? The trees don't, though, right? There are certain insects that don't need the spermatozoid to procreate. However, in this day, how we know to exercise procreation is to, engage with femininity and masculinity. So Roshan says Venus and Mars. So Roshan is saying that women are from Venus and men are from Mars. Is that accurate? Now, Ro, you're going to make me go deep, and I don't think the ladies are ready for that. I'm looking at the chat. I understand that, some people will be learning at the same time, but I ain't come to have no lecture, right? But let me put this up. Ro says Venus versus Mars. What makes you think that women are from Venus? Help me understand. Ro, the link is in the chat if you have time. Let's make this fun. Let's have a nice, healthy conversation, right? What makes you think that women are from Venus? Do you have any sound receipts or any sound, statement that you could put in where I could kind of play out for that? Because you're probably not the only one that thinks that feminine energy only comes from Venus. Now, don't forget, I just explained that Mother Earth procreates. She is a feminine energy. And we have to know that, well, maybe we'll do that down the line. Venus is about love. Mars is about structure. Right. But we're talking about the woman, right? Not love. Just the woman, the feminine energy of Earth, which seems to be a big womb, right? Woman, Mother Earth. Okay. Women and men are so different. Yes, Roy Letta, very, very different. As a matter of fact, they are not wired the same at all. Not at all. A lot of, we have learned throughout life, men don't even really understand us. They just kind of tolerate us. Girl, they don't understand us. Okay. Give me just 1 second. Man logic. Is that true? We don't want to put any false doctrines in the chat. No, ma'am. It's a little deeper than that, baby. So, as I said, we use each energy to procreate, which would take you back to the question of who was here first? Who was here first? Now, I know a lot of the Baptist Christians are going to say Adam. Adam was here first. I know that's what y'all going to say. I know it. And a lot of people are going to say man was here first because Adam was here first. And that's going to determine whether I elaborate. Flame up the chat if you believe that the man, he was here first. If you believe that the man came from the woman came from the man's rib, specifically Adam's rib, flame up the chat. And if you don't have to say nothing. If you believe that Adam was here first and Eve came from his rib, flame it up, and I'm gonna respect that and leave it at that. Okay, go ahead, y'all, so I can move on. So I can move on. Y'all flame broke? Oh shit! Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, so it's just like the question with the chicken and the egg. Okay, what was here first, the egg or the chicken? Okay, so we know that the man, he provides the sperm, but how many of you all knew that women can secrete that same semen? There's a gland in her brain that can secrete that same semen. Now, don't forget that it takes a woman to make a male or a female. Yes, the male can reproduce sperm from his own anatomy, but can he produce life without the womb is the question. Ask yourself. Ask yourself. So all we have is common sense here. All we have is what we can see and what we've lived and witnessed. And so common sense would tell you that the womb who creates man must have been here first. Period. Okay, so just because she was here first, does that make her superior? Because I ain't trying to cause no problems within the household and things first. So let's talk about what makes the woman superior, so to speak, right? Now, Ro put something in the chat. Ro said, men think logic. Do they? Because they seem to have a problem with keeping their dang-a-langs to themselves. Yep. They'll love you to death, but they still gonna cheat. Yep. They sit and listen to everything you say and be like, oh, well. Do they think logic? I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say the woman is the more logical one. She is the mastermind behind all of the plan. She has an unseen power that is rarely mentioned. Okay? As a matter of fact, a powerful woman, a woman who knows her power, can actually make a man do anything. So I do believe the woman is the more logical one. And then maybe I'm speaking for myself, bitch. Okay? I hope I ain't speaking for myself. Y'all better know y'all can use them feminine powers and bring a man down to his kneecaps. Literally. I'm just saying. In a good way, in a kind way. Matter of fact, a woman she can actually make a man melt, the hardest of men. Yep. She's clever. She's cunning. Yep. She's beautiful. Yep. And really, to be blatantly honest, what can a man do without a woman? I mean, every man has a woman. Every strong man has an even stronger woman behind him or aside him. Do your reference check. Now, so the argument could be, well, okay, Loca, so even if that could happen in that day, in this day, it couldn't happen. So in order for us to be able to procreate, we need the man. So the man is equally as superior. Flame up the chat if you agree with that. I mean, all we do have right now is what we can witness right now. And right now, you're going to need that jizzle stick to make a baby, bitch, because you don't know how to use that gland in your brain. Okay, so how many of you all would agree that the man and the woman are equally superior? It's okay. Put it in the chat, please. Help me out here. I'm trying to get it rolling. It's okay. Okay, if you believe we equally superior, put a flame in the chat. It's your time now, sis. And then we're going to get to the final question before we move on. Just putting a little something on your brain. You know, you get bored, you can go do your own research, okay? Okay, I see you, Cynthia. Angela, I see you. Tammy. Okay. Okay, so let's see. How many successful single men do you see that can pretty much do what we do? Let's do a comparison, right? So a woman would want, a heterosexual woman, she would want a boyfriend, or a man, a husband. She would want that, right? Because as human beings, we are led by lust, right? We eat with our eyes first. We look with our eyes first, and we are wired up from, a neutronic system, right? So we look for that. There's positive, feminine energy being the positive, and then masculine, and we're speaking metaphorically, okay? We're speaking scientifically, not, directly. I'm not saying that the man is negative. I'm saying that he would be the neutron, the female would be the protron. So we're always looking for that opposite physical, okay? We're always looking for that. But if something were to happen for, yes, Rock, that chemistry. Thank you, Lucy. I appreciate you. Hey, Rochelle. Yeah, I saw you the first time you put that in there, Ro. And so, going to what Ro is saying in the chat, she says we all start out as female, which I think is a little too deep for this particular chat. They're not ready. I can feel the energy. So I just want to keep it at the surface, okay? But you can type in the chat whatever you want to, Ro. I appreciate your participation. Yeah, y'all. So I think that we need to take in consideration that when we have witnessed the man be without the woman, he seems weak. Now this is men that are into women, okay? Because it is a new day and things have changed. But from a heterosexual relationship, right? When a man separates from his wife or his queen, so to speak, he will get weak. Okay, you can witness a weak spot, a weak point, right? And then, of course, we can't deny that the female, she's going to go through some feelings as well, but some type of way she can finish to raise the kids, male and female, pay the bills, still be a mentor, still cook, still clean, still handle all of those things, right? Don't forget that the female develops way sooner than the male does. She's far more advanced than the male is, during the childhood process. She develops way sooner than he does. Yes, Ludi. a multitasker. She is. But, you know, keeping in mind that these are things that society really doesn't talk about. One of the reasons could be because this only pertains to, you know, this mainly pertains to the melanated woman. She's the one that's being pushed and prompted to be independent, to not need a male, when we know that your soul is going to search for a loved one. So this is why I said when I brought this out, you know, it's just to get your brain, you know, to working. I don't have a right or wrong answer. It's a question. It's a question that will be up to you to decide. Right? Who's superior, the male or the female? Why does society never talk about this? It seems like all of the power is given, or all of the power that the masculine energy has is always mentioned, but we rarely hear about the power that the feminine energy has. When we can look in, you know, some of the lowest of incomes to some of the highest of incomes and see that the female seems to still live as if she would if she was in a marriage or, you know, with the opposite sex, a masculine energy. She still can maintain. Can the man do that? These are all questions you should be asking yourself. Now, a lot of males would say, well, I don't like, you know, they might disagree with this conversation. You know, I think that's part of society's issue is that, you know, upon the conquering of the Romans, you know, the Catholicism, the societies, you know, these societies put emphasis on masculine power. You understand? So keeping in mind that in all of your ancient texts, it always put emphasis on feminine power. Not even until the conquering of, by the Grecians, when the Grecians conquered, when the Romans conquered, this is when the emphasis, you know, this is when the turnaround came. It went from worshiping the womb to worshiping masculine energy, referring to the gods as he's, referring to power as a he, a him. It was not always this way. And so, as I always suggest, you can go do your own research. You know, some of them, the most seen symbols out here, like the Ankh. That Ankh represents the womb. And we've already clarified that this earth is a feminine energy. We also mentioned that males really don't understand females. They tolerate us. We crave them through lust, even if we may not really need them. Okay. We still crave. And they crave us through lust. But I would suggest that you go do your own research on procreation before the sperm. Right? Now, I think a good, interesting topic was, because we touched on this a little bit, I do believe. If you was around, you can remind me. I think we touched on this. But planets and where people come from. Now, I mentioned on the midday show yesterday that we all come, you know, our soul, our spirit comes from these certain realms. This is why everybody doesn't get along. This is why everybody's so competitive, and it's always some type of war declared, no matter who you are or when your birthday is. And it is because of the energy that guides you or them, right? So we put out there yesterday that we should be doing research on where our energy comes from. And it doesn't just pertain to your birthday. It's not just about your birthday, okay? And to clarify, no, all feminine energy does not come from Venus. It's deeper than that, y'all. But I'm still working on a way to come out and dialogue about this and try to get into this and still handle, everything and still have fun about, with it. So I'm still trying to feel around, I'm trying to just figure out a way to say it where it's not offensive, and where people can kind of grasp it and then go do their own research. I know for a fact that I won't get into every detail. I can't. I can't. Maybe on the back end or something, but I also would like to give references where people can go do their own research, but I don't want to give that type of information to my enemies. They don't deserve it. So as you can see, I'm kind of searching around for my words so that I don't say too much. And we will be doing that moving forward. We're going to search around for the right words, because when I tell y'all God is good, you better take my word for it. And, I do want you guys to get more comfortable with talking about, topics that really matter, moving away from the people that don't matter, and, feed your spirit, eat the stuff that counts. We not just eating to make a doo-doo. We want to eat to nurture. We're not just eating to make a turd. We want to eat to nurture. That's the problem. And when I tell you, like the how you get goosebumps, like you get like this, like that first drink of coffee, you get this rush. When we have these type of conversations, I enjoy it. Now, what will happen is if I can't, because this may not be the right sector for that. I'm just being honest with y'all. If it's not the right sector, it's going to cause me to go where it is. And that's a fact. I have a purpose. I have a mission. Maybe I won't go live every time. I know that when people, I'm aware of it all, y'all. When people are learning, when people are being introduced to literature and verbiage and situations that they've never heard of, or, maybe it's different. Okay. Being live may not be the best option right now, but I will promise y'all this. I am going to play around with it. I'm going to play around with it before I make my final decision. I do kind of feel like this sector needs it because it has been bitten. It is, suffering from a virus right now. Please listen to Rock. Please listen to Roletta. Now, let's talk about some of the good attributes that the man or the masculine energy has to offer. Okay. So a lot of people, hey, Miss Jackie, a lot of people look at masculine energy, immediately when you hear masculine. Let's see if we are, in the same brainwave right now. So let's do first words first. Like, so when I say a word, I want you guys to tell me, type in the chat, the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, we'll just make it simple and do it like that. So when you hear the word masculine, what's the first word that comes to mind? And I'll go ahead and display the comments. Shout out to all the ladies in the room, y'all. I appreciate you. Feel free to support the channel as well. So, okay, Goop Doop says father, but I agree with Kim, right? Immediately when you hear masculine, or when I hear masculine, the first thing that comes to my mind is strong, right? So the question is, could that have something to do with the turnover, right? Could that have something to do with the turnover? Because it's already been clarified. And I think the majority of the ladies would agree that the first energy on this land was feminine. At one point in time, civilizations did honor feminine gods, the womb. But just like everything else, as time evolves, as power is put into play, things will change. Okay. And it changed. That worship of a feminine energy turned into the worshiping of a masculine energy, still to this day. Now, a lot of people put a lot of good answers in the chat. Tough, strong, man. Good, Miss Gail. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the first thing you think of when you hear masculine energy or you hear masculinity, right? So we relate masculine to strong. We relate masculine to, what was another word? Strength, leader, okay? And it's also being demonstrated that masculine is, connected with some type of a leadership. This is why everything is referred to as a he that is in power. Right? So the male has been known to offer financial stability. I mean, back in the day, what did some of our forefathers do? A lot of our grandmothers, not mine, okay, but a lot of our grandmothers who had 7, 8, 9 kids, they didn't work. The male went out and provided for the female. And sometimes he would have maybe 2, 3 families, girl. I mean, he's a slick one, okay? But he can do it because he can go out and he can work. And so we can relate masculinity to being a provider. Some of us, some may not. Like I said, everybody's situation is different. It could vary. Your grandmother probably worked like mine did, but my grandfather got killed. So she had no choice. Okay. So give me just 1 second, y'all. So would a lot of you agree that you can relate provider to masculine? Because think about it. If the woman had power from the very beginning, if she is, the vessel to procreation, if she can maintain with or without, even, where did that come into play? Where you get to sit and raise, help raise kids and be a housewife. That's a big term, housewife. I mean, it's so big that there's been almost 20 years of, a TV show that is still going on to this day, a housewife, meaning that you sit back and you don't have to work, right? I'll go ahead and add that is a good way for, the masculine energy to maintain his power. That's a good way. You just sit back and I'll take care of you and the kids. That's almost a great way to get someone to be submissive or succumb to whatever it is you throw out there. I mean, am I right or wrong? Just a little food for the brain. So he's strong. He can be a provider. What else, y'all? What else is excellent about the masculine energy? Let's get into it. Don't forget the link is in the chat. If anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome. You can always call the number for our opinionated lits, okay? Just dialoguing a little bit, nothing too serious. Just some food for thought. We're eating for nutrients, not eating to make a doo-doo turd. That's all. What else is great about the masculine energy? A protector. Come on, Mama Debbie. So you see how these words are matching up, right? I asked you, when you hear masculine, what are the first words? The next question was, what are some of the best attributes of the masculine energy? So Mama Debbie put in protector, right? I mean, come on, how many of us as wives or girlfriends, no, don't make me call my husband on you, bitch, okay? Don't make me go get my man. Girl, you might be a female and knock you out too, okay? So we relate that. We relate all of that, you know what I'm saying, to the masculine energy. Provider, protector. What else, y'all? Don't say penis slayer. Come on. Don't say penis slayer. Y'all know y'all want to put the penis in the chat. All right, so it's been clarified. Penis, provider, and protector. The 3 P's. PPP, bitch. He the penis, the provider. And you playing with yourself if you don't put that penis in there, nigga. Some of y'all measure it, you gnaw on it, you bust windows out over it. You know, the penis is important, bitch, and quit playing with me, okay? I said we having a real conversation here. So the 3 P's, that's powerful, okay? Preach, teach, provide, and protect. I like that, Kim. I like that. Yeah. So, comforter, that's a good one, Angela. Let me highlight that. Yep, comforter. And I'm also observing as we're going along. Keeping in mind, one of the first things that we mentioned is that for, at least 2,000 years, there have been infrastructures put in place to separate this union of masculine and feminine energy, especially in the melanated community. So it is important that we can pick out, and point out what is important to us about that masculine energy. We could sit here and pretty much point out a lot of things that aren't to this day, that are no longer. So you really only care about the stuff that you can use now, the stuff that you can see right now, right? So for instance, if I come out and I say, okay, procreation was before man, a lot of people, 1, are not going to believe me. A lot of people, 2, don't give a damn about it. They're like, okay, bitch, but we got to get, it's different now. You need that to make babies now. And I totally understand that, right? But the title of the video is, who is the superior, the man or the woman? So after we have went over all that, right? I don't think we did that for the female. Is that all, as far as attributes in reference to the masculine energy? Would that be it, you guys? Protector, provider, penis. Any more, you guys? Let's see if I can think of other things. Let's go back to that logic thing, right? In some aspects, it could be true because, men are not as emotional as women. And so when we're ready to pop somebody's head off, they could be, the husband is saying, sit down. It's not that serious. Right? I know I've been told that a couple of times. Girl, sit down. It ain't that serious. Okay. So I can understand why you would put that, right? Now let's talk about the feminine energy. Can we do the same thing that we did for the masculine energy? When you initially hear feminine energy, feminine, what is the first word that comes to mind when you hear the word feminine? And that's harder than masculine. And I'm doing this exercise for a reason, because society does not put emphasis on the power of feminine. You always hear the emphasis on the power of masculine. So we have loving, we have nurturer, nurturing, no rest. Beautiful. I'm going to agree with Miss Jackie on that one, as well as Kim. Good one, Rock. Awesome, Kim. Good. Okay. Now, you see how more of that is flowing in when we talk about feminine? Okay. It seems like such a more wider range of things. But the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear the word feminine, naturally would be female, but, like soft, like you said, nurturing, girly type thing. Yes, Lucy, that's where we're going with it. And so those are the pros and cons that you have to weigh out. Resilient, absolutely. Well balanced. Ooh, Vanita, I don't know. Feminine could be related to bipolar, bitch. I'm just saying. Okay. Roletta says kind. Roslyn says soft and sensitive. Yes. Peacemaker, Angela, really? Feminine peacemaker. I guess we're gonna have to talk about that, sis. Okay. Long suffering. What? Yeah. I mean, we don't get the credit that we deserve. Yes. Yes. Like we really have, as a collective, females, we endure so much. And then when you really think about it, if the male is not wired up like we are, yes, Ro, great one. Yes. Miss Jacqueline, yes, love it. Encourage her. Come on, ladies. Oh, I'm getting excited. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. We endure so much, right? And when you think about it, like, if the male is not wired like the female, then who's going to understand us? Who understands us besides us? Now, I want to go really deep real quick, okay? Is this the right time to do it? Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going balls deep, y'all. I want to get into it. I'm just in that type of a mood today. Okay. All right. So we discussed, yes. Hey, Renee, baby. Hey, Noondy. So we discussed masculine and feminine energy and the different gender characteristics, the relatable words pertaining to each one. So femininity comes with a gang of descriptive words, and then masculinity, it had a few, but not as many as the word feminine. Masculine is related to power, strength, provider, and penis. Not to say that it is limited to, but those are the first words that come to mind. And when you ask somebody about the first words that come to mind with feminine, the word feminine, there is a chain of answers. Okay. And I appreciate people participating in the chat. This is important. Okay. For me. But I want to talk about that word sensuality really quick, right? So we know that in this day, laws have been put in place and you can love who you want. You always could, but you couldn't be so outrighted with it, right? You can love who you want. You can lay with whoever you want. You can do what you want, right? But let's compare two women in a relationship, right? Or in a situationship, whatever it is. Lesbian relationships have been referred to as sensual, neurotic, as opposed to male one-on-one relationships. Those words are not described. Does anybody know why that is? Why is it sensual for two women to be in a relationship? Why is that word used as opposed to two males? Why do they not relate that word with the male on male relationship, the double masculine as opposed to double feminine? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Feminine can be related to sensual acts. I wonder why that is. The link is in the chat if anybody wants to come. This is just an offer. Ooh, Rochelle. I love it. Rochelle says taboo. Come on, Ro. Both Rose. I love my Rose. Hey, Rose. Hey, girl. Hey. Shout out to all the ladies in the room. We in here, bitch. Okay. Thumb me up. Thumbs me up. Thumbs me up. So, man, I don't know if this is too deep for y'all, but way back when, you can go to old ancient texts and you can see pictures of women fully naked, hugging on each other, body to body, skin to skin, and it was never referred to as homosexuality. I'm trying to take y'all there. Support the channel, bitch. We in here. I'm trying to take y'all there. Y'all gonna let me or not? About 30 seconds here from where y'all at with it. In ancient texts, you can see pictures of naked women together, all laid on each other, all across each other, and it was never referred to it actually was called sensual, right? But booty hole naked, skin to skin, bitch. It was never looked upon as an act of homosexuality. Why is that? And I'm not going to give you the answer, bitch. You got to go do your own research. I'm giving you seeds. Do the work. It's interesting. And I ain't going to tell you no lies. Even to this day, I've slept in the bed with my best friend, bitch. I ain't want her and she ain't want me. Why is that? But if two males sleep in the same bed, then they gonna be called all kind of motherfucking names, even if they don't admit that they're, you know, gay or not gay. That is definitely something that, you know, I would suggest that everybody go look into. And unfortunately, we're not talking about biblical, okay? Because for people that like to throw those semantics in there and put biblical this and biblical that, the entire Bible has been touched by the Romans. So you can't use that. When I refer to text, I'm superseding the Bible. I'm going past. I'm going back up 10 to 6,000 years. I'm going back to ancient times before the conquering of the Romans and the Grecians. So we're not dealing with biblical text right now because there's a whole lot of contradictive scriptures and things that I could touch on. But, you know, I would suggest that you do your own research. What you say, Em? Em, hit this link. They scared, girl. I try to bring them out with something new, and you know, some are enjoying it. I'm gonna shout out, you know, Rock and Roll and everybody that's in there, but I know this is a little different. We're just having a little food for thought. So I'm gonna say the question one more time, Em. Okay, we were talking about masculine and feminine energy, right? Come on, sit there, bitch. Listen, I got some lit. I fucking love y'all. Right, Lucy? I done slept with my girlfriends, and I you know, we wasn't doing nothing. We were innocent. So what I had mentioned in was that back, you know, before biblical times, I'm talking about like back in the day, even some of us as women, we done had sleepovers with our girlfriends and stuff. But I was talking about the ancient texts. Hey, sis.
Hey.
Hold on, let me get rid of everything. Okay, so we just having a grown folk conversation here. You know, Em, I said we was gonna eat to nurture and not just eat to make a turd, right?
Right.
So we talking about femininity and masculinity. Who is the superior who is the more superior energy? And you just got in. So first offhand, what would be your response to that? Just straight off the dome.
Okay, ask the question one more time, because I literally just walked in the door. But just ask the question one more time. I'm sorry.
The title of the video is who is the superior, the man or the woman? But we changed it to what's the more superior energy, the masculine or the feminine? So right off, what would be your answer if you was asked that?
The feminine.
Whoop. Can you tell us why?
I can only go by the women in my life. They were all strong women. And they kept on going on no matter what happened. So I would say the feminine. And you know, I don't have children, but you know, everybody go to mama.
Come on.
Everybody goes to mama. So I would say the feminine.
Okay. I like that answer. I do. So let me fill you in. Let me update you. Okay. So we talked about masculine energy, and the first words that come to mind when you hear the word masculine. So the ladies in the chat, they put protector, provider, and then I threw penis in there.
Okay.
But when we got to some descriptive words, or the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about feminine energy, it was too many for me to. So that's a clear indication, right? Yeah. Okay, so I did tell them that there's no right or wrong answer. I'm not here to say, no, you're wrong. No, I'm just putting it out there. So as you entered, we were just discussing how in this day, we know that you can love who you want to love, whether you're male, double masculine or double female, it doesn't matter. There are laws put in place. You can do whatever you want to now. But I asked the question as to why is it that in ancient texts, before biblical times, you could see women butt naked, laying on each other, rubbing on each other. It never was referred to as homosexuality. It was referred as sensual, soft. But if you compare that to the double masculine, it is referred to as homosexuality. What's your thoughts about that?
Well, damn. Okay. Well, I think it's sensual because see, women, we can love, we can be in love, we can do all of that, and we don't have to have no penetration to do that. We don't have to have penetration to do that. We don't have to have penetration to have an orgasm. It can come through the mind because it comes through the mind anyway. It comes through the mind anyway. So as women, I think we're just capable of loving in all areas. We don't need to be penetrated. I have aunts and stuff that husbands passed away and they like, fuck it, I don't want to be in another relationship. And they just decided to do that, but they have people that they love. So we're just capable of just loving. We don't need the penetration for you to be special. We don't need that. We just need our minds to be stimulated.
So would you agree with the descriptive word of two women as sensual?
As fuck.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Now, Miss Cynthia put something in the chat. She said the penis separates. The penis is what is the difference. So I think it goes with the no penetration type of thing. And I don't want to go, too deep into that. But I think what I am trying to expose is that, God, help me out here. It's been going on, like the feminine on feminine. I'm not going to say in a sexual way. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that the guidelines have been loose as far as double feminine energy from the beginning of time, especially taking into the factor that female only existed on this realm at one point in time. Right.
Okay.
But now the double feminine energy has been incorporated with homosexuality. And it's okay to call it all what it is, but what I wanted to do was introduce that certain energies, certain things have been around for a very long time. I even mentioned that in there's been times where I've been with my best friend, and we sleep in the same bed. That doesn't mean, know. And then what I'd like to do, I should have got some of those pictures so I could show reference, but I'll work on it on another one. But you can go back to old ancient texts, old books, old Egyptian books. You can go back to even Russian artists that took pictures of melanated women, in the forest, just all type of stuff, all type of pictures depicting this sensuality of women on women, right? One of the things that we had mentioned is that masculine energy, that need for female, because even if the masculine energy has exited the building, we still seem to be able to maintain. And what we don't we, so what we don't hear from the media a lot, because we already have been, what is the word? We not programmed, but we already relate masculine to strength, power, and even God in some forms. Okay. But you never hear that emphasis being put on the feminine energy, and that is for a reason. Yeah. What's your take on that?
It's true. I mean, we were conditioned,
There it is. That's
programmed,
the word.
conditioned. I don't know if that's the same thing, but
Yes.
we've been conditioned to call God. And don't nobody in the chat get all touchy, because y'all know I ain't like that. But I'm saying God is a man. And I remember me and my sister having conversations, and my sister's getting really mad at me because I know the Bible from the beginning to the
Yes.
end. I
Mhm.
know it. But it says that God created man in his image. Now, when they said that,
Uh-oh.
man.
Oh, wait a minute, Dion. Wait. I
Mhm.
think you about to expose something. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, sis. I know you know it. Don't expose that.
Okay.
Okay. Please, just for me. Not yet. They ain't ready yet.
Okay.
Okay. I tried
Okay.
before you came. I was trying to like test the waters. They're not. We were just slow rolling it right now.
Oh, okay.
But
I was trying to figure out who humping. I'm like, who humping up in here?
okay, so we got a lot of roles up in here, right? You tell me that energy don't attract itself.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I love my motherfucking roles up in here, but let me tell you,
It does.
one of the roles said that women are from Venus. Do you agree with that?
Not all women. I would say not all women. I would say I am from Venus, but not
Because you're a
all
Taurus.
women.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not only that. Well, I guess it would have something to do with it too. But I don't think all women are from Venus. No,
Okay.
because you can look at physically and look at a woman and tell she's from Mars or Jupiter. I'm just saying. I'm just saying because Venus carries themselves a certain way. I'm just saying. Saturn, Uranus, all of that.
Not if you Bill Saggy, you from Saturn, girl. Okay. So would you agree that Mother Earth is a feminine energy?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I see. Girl, what you about to do? You're going to gym? Okay. All right, big girl. Yes. So Goop Doop put in the chat that before it was titled what it is titled now, it was referred to as erotica, which was very true. Okay, and so the reason why all of this is a topic of discussion is because of the emphasis that society puts on the masculine energy, when we can use our own, self experience to know that, to be witness that there is a masculine, a major power in feminine energy that is seemed to be like covered up or like dumbed down, yeah.
But that's because we've been conditioned. And that's what they put out. You have now let me say this. I do believe that men can be stronger strength wise. I'm saying as
Yes.
far as picking up a TV and stuff like that, because we're built differently. But spiritually, I believe that a woman is stronger.
Do you think who's more logical, the man or the woman?
The man. We're emotional.
Rope, you got an agreeer. Why? Why do you say that?
Because we're emotional. We're just emotional creatures. I can't explain it, but we're just emotional. A man, let's see. Okay, let me say this. A man could go fuck about 50 women and get up and be like, I holler. And we can lay down with two people and be like, oh, I got a decision to make. What am I gonna do? So we're emotional creatures. We are emotional creatures, and we just are. We're just emotional creatures. I'm not saying we can't be logical, but for the most part, we are emotional creatures. We just are. And I heard you say something about men sleeping together and why it is. Did you say that?
Yes, I did.
I think that it's I think because they have penises, and it's considered sodomy. I think that is why what's the word? What's the word? It's
Forbidden.
negative, a taboo,
Yeah.
forbidden, or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Women, we don't have that, so there's no poking going on. However, we can go to the store now.
Well, what about, okay, so does that change the game? So so you saying, now let's just play angel's advocate here. Well, I ain't got
Okay.
nothing to do and I wanted to come out and chop it up with my ladies, okay? And actually talk about something that can, actually feed the mind and spirit. So I touched on it, but I didn't get deep because I don't want to offend anybody right now. But we got to deal with the truth. So I brought up the fact that people can do their own research, because you're not going to get me shadow banned any further. I brought out the fact that sensuality, women on women, even from the beginning of time, was looked at as sensual, not sexual. Okay. But when the act of sodomy, when the penis, the double masculine, tried to recreate that same, scenery, it began to become forbidden. It is the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, because we know that there is penetration involved. So what differentiates? Now, what about two females, but one is of a masculine energy? Because in this day, there are some females that look like they could be male.
Right. It is. You're right.
So I'm wondering, would it still be considered as sensual if a female has masculine energy and is using the strap and all of that?
I think okay, now this may sound like a double standard. I don't know. Okay. But what I was gonna say is I think it's still gonna be sensual. And the reason why I say that is because there is no what's the word? There's no
spirit involved with the strap.
No, there is a spirit involved with it. There's a spirit involved with it. Okay, it is, because that's another level.
Then I get it. Go ahead.
Because see, that's what makes it. There's a spirit behind it, because this woman ain't got no penis. So there is something there. But I'm saying, when a woman would strap up, there's no ejaculation, so ain't no life wasted. You understand? But I ain't gonna say wasted, because I hate to say wasted, but because it would be wasted in a male to male, because there's no production. There's nothing gonna happen from that.
So it's no semen involved. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's no semen. And I think that's what makes it to some people, that two males would do that, because you only can go in one place. Well, actually, there's more than one place you can go in, but I'm saying, you're talking about the booty and everything like that. That's what makes it unacceptable, or make people frown up upon it, or whatever. Now, I don't care. You can do what you want to do. You could do anybody could do whatever they want to do. I shall be doing what I want to do. But I'm saying that's what makes people frown up on. And it's like, okay, you got two male masculine energies, and some people can't see that. People can't get their eyes ready for that. Not even that they have to look at it, but in their minds, they can't understand how these two football players, let's just say two football players, is getting down with the get down, but they do. And I'm that's just what happens. I mean, they do what they do. I do what I do,
Yeah. I mean, in this day, it's almost promoted. It's not looked at as forbidden anymore. Even to say that would be talking in past tense, because it's not forbidden. Maybe morally for some, but socially, it's not forbidden anymore. It's actually promoted. And so, it is a touchy topic. I do understand, but it's important that we bring out all the facts about it. Well,
what? It's not touchy for me. It's not touchy.
You ain't a male. But I'm talking about when we start getting into the superior, and because me personally, and I'm going somewhere with this, right? But I got to do it slowly, okay? And I'm just trying to get them comfortable with having like these important type of conversations, because that is what feeds my spirit, to actually talk about some shit that really matters, stuff that goes on in people's real real life. Now,
right.
Speaking of that, you can go. So let's just say you watch Lockup Raw, right? You'll see that those. I mean, this is ongoing. The feminine energy. Okay, so you watch Lockup Raw. You'll see those women have husbands, kids, but they gay for the stay. Gay. Now they say they gay. Listen to the wordplay. They say they gay, right? But they're not going to be in no relationship on the streets, right? And they definitely ain't getting no strap on in jail. So really, all they're doing. Think about what I'm telling you.
I know what you said.
It's almost like they're claiming something that they're really not, because you're not going to be able to do what you could do on the streets because you don't have access to that type of, those type of things. So it could be looked at as sensual, even though they're claiming gay, but they're really just laying up on each other, supporting each other, hugging up on each other. But they say that they're gay for the state. So it's almost like that initial spirit, and they don't have a problem with that either. You know what I mean? Like they don't have a problem with that either in there. So it's really something to think about, because the title of the video is "Who is the Superior?" And so when you found who was here first, who the procreator is, and what the leading energy is. What energy do you feel like leads in this day, in this moment, the masculine or the feminine? It's hard.
The masculine. I would say the masculine. The masculine.
Do you think that is naturally, or
that's what they conditioned. It's part of the conditioning. Yeah. But I wanted to say this right quick about, you said something about a gay for the stay. Let me say something. There's no way that a woman is gonna lay down with a woman and she ain't either been curious or thought about it or something like that. You can't just lay down with no woman. Well, now listen. Now, if you in a just say you married and you and your husband gonna have a threesome and you gonna bring another woman in. Okay, I understand that we getting ready to have fun. We're gonna get down. That's it. But if you and that woman one-on-one, you a lie telling me you gay for the stay. Because we're emotional.
So you saying that's BS? Okay,
that's bullshit.
You saying that there's no way that you can be gay for the state if you're not bi-curious on the inside, like the real kind.
Yeah, because you can't. You're not just getting ready to be licking on nobody and letting nobody lick on you. Now, see, okay, say for instance, the woman, she gets out of jail or prison or whatever it is, and she go back naturally. She free. She can go get the jizzle. Cause she free, but I don't give a damn what she say. She gonna struggle for the rest of her days wanting a woman. And I'm telling you what's for real. Cause that's not nothing. Unless you just having a threesome or something like that, yeah, you can get on with it. But if that's continuous, that woman is finna be a part of your life, and that's a whole different level of loving. That's totally different from you. Now, I've been with men before in my life. Hell, I was married at one point. I was. But what I'm saying is that's a whole different kind of love. It's a whole different kind of love.
So you're saying that there's something about the double feminine relationship that even for a self-proclaimed heterosexual woman, she won't be able to escape that energy.
Not if she.
I bet I could explain it, but I don't think I want to do it on this show.
If she is say for instance she in prison 5 years. Hell, I say she in prison for 2 years. She in there 2 years and she got her a whole girlfriend up in there. She became somebody woman up in there. She gonna get out. She gonna go and get the jizzle because she can get the jizzle. But you better trust and believe she gonna be laying in the bed at night in a fetal position, wanting to get to that woman.
Oh! Well, see, I don't know because that's why I enjoy this perspective because I'm strictly dickly, so I don't know. I've never craved a woman, but I've never been insecure to be skin to skin with the woman or lay in the same bed with the woman. I don't even cross my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm enjoying this perspective. So what she's pretty much, well, you know what she's saying. She's saying that once you get turned out,
it's over. Cause see, look. Let me ask you this question. I'm gonna ask you this question. Okay, I'm not asking you to go into details.
Okay.
But if I ask you, what are you like as a lover? Are you bomb.com? Are you the shit? What are you? How would you explain you, the way you love?
I don't want to expose that to my
No. I'm not talking about, I'm not saying what you do. I'm saying, are you a good lover? Are you an excellent lover?
I'm an excellent lover. I'm a pleaser.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
Wait a minute.
Imagine at times.
Hold on. I wasn't done. But that can stray. Like my attention is easily,
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. But but basically you said you are excellent. So imagine that times two, because basically when you loving a woman, I don't care where she come from, you basically loving yourself. So you guys are both giving off
a good analogy. I like that. Okay.
You're giving off you got a different personalities, but you're still loving on the same in the same way, because women, we are emotional. So what you're getting that back. You may be getting more back. Now, I'm not saying your personality.
Well, you're saying because it's double feminine, it's like so you're getting that friend and that lover. It's like a 2-in-1 combination. And
yeah, you're getting that, but you're getting this. You kind of getting the same type of love that you're giving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, quick question. Do you feel like the sex demons, incubus and succubus, are incorporated or involved with the double feminine sexuality? We know it is with the double masculine sexuality, but with the double feminine sexuality, do you feel like those same incubus and succubus demons are involved? Now, keeping in retrospect everything you just said.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna need you to repeat it because
I
had to decline a call.
No.
I had to decline a call.
Okay. All right. So, do you feel like the incubus and succubus demon is involved? Sex demons are involved with the double feminine sexual engagement. We already know incubus and succubus is heavily involved in the double masculine sexuality. But keeping in retrospect everything you just said about that spirit of, I don't care if she says she's straight, if she's been with a woman, she's gonna always crave a woman. Do you feel like them sex demons is involved?
No.
Oh, why not?
Because I don't know. I just believe people are who they are. So I just believe people are who they are. So I don't think, there's any
so you don't think that there's any spirit involved in the act of sexual engagement, just in general sexual engagement?
Just regular sexual engagement? Well, it depends on what you're doing. But as far as incubus, succubus, and stuff like that, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. With two women, or you know what? I don't know. Hell, I don't know. I just know I'm gonna get down with the get down. All I know is I don't give a damn. I'm gonna get down with the get down the way I get down. Shit. So I really don't know. I don't know.
It's okay, and that's okay. I mean, you know, I'd like to suspect, I'd like to think, but you know, in all honesty, I don't really know either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, because I don't get down like that, so I don't know. So it's interesting to hear. I am gonna further do my research as well, because I do believe in the entire act. Now they've labeled it as love making. Right, love making. That's just a term. That's not actual and factual. Just because you have a sexual engagement does not mean it's love making. I mean, let's be honest, okay? And so, don't forget that we eat with our eyes first. Like you want to hunch on somebody really before you start hunching. You want that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the animal, that animal in us, we want that. It's like, okay, I want to hunch her. I want to hunch him, you know? So we want that with our eyes first. And, you know, me personally, this is just a personal opinion. I do definitely feel like there is a spirit involved in the act of sex in general.
Yeah, but let me say this, and then I'm gonna get off the phone and get myself comfortable, because like I said, I just walked in. But look, everybody, all the ladies, look, I'm not saying if you sleep with a woman you hooked. I'm not saying that. It can happen, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you spend your quality time like that, yeah, you're gonna need a priest, because you walk away from her, she gonna be on your mind daily. And that's all.
Girl, I holler. Thank you, Em.
I
holler. Well, y'all heard what she said now. Okay. Now, I don't know, because, you know, I haven't never experienced anything like that and don't intend to, but, you know, that was a good perspective. And I do respect anybody's sexuality, because it's not my call. It's not my judgment. It's not my call. Do what you do, bitch. Okay, none of my business. But I do think that there are deeper core perspectives involved. There's a lot of things that I could call out that I won't do on this show. About an hour and 40 minutes in. Yeah, I'll find a way to, you know, come out and make it fun. Maybe touch on something like this topic a little bit later. But, you know, you can go do your own research on sex demons. They usually come to you in your sleep. And it doesn't matter what your sexuality is. I will say that whatever M just talked about, that's not just with double feminine energy. I mean, you can go get some jizzle stick that you can't stop thinking about, bitch. I mean, and it might not even be, you know, the best you ever had. You just can't get it off of your mind. And 9 times out of 10, there could be, you know, a sex demon involved. Sex demons are real, bitch. Just like any other spirit is real. Maybe that's what I'll get into. So closing out. Right. There we go, Lucy. Maybe that's something, you know, that I might touch on that a little bit later on if I feel like it's the right time for it. It's a lot of stuff going on that we can't see that might sound outlandish, but it's a real thing. And at one point in time, you knew all about it. And so with all of the distractions that are going on in this day, that's the last thing that, you know, society or the controller, so to speak, wants you to mention is a sex demon or a spirit involved in sex. If there was not a spirit involved in sex, why is it selling on the media right now as we speak? All of your favorite entertainers are always naked. They're always shaking their ass, promoting sodomy. You know, there's so much, and I could go so deep, but I'm not. I want to keep it light and on the surface. I've given you the seeds. If you get bored, bitch, go do your own research, okay? And I appreciate y'all for tapping into this live. The topic of the video was, who is the more superior energy? A lot of people said women. the Wombman. I like that answer. I'm not here to agree or disagree, even though, bitch, y'all know I agree. Get out of here. Okay, but I love men too. You know, I always title them as a king as long as they present themselves that way. But we've already confirmed that men and women are not wired the same. They don't really understand us, but they must tolerate us because we have an infinite energy. Even the hardest of man, the most masculine of men, we can, you know, the right woman can bring out that feminine energy in him. We all possess it all. Male and female all have masculine and feminine energy. It's just a matter of the mathematics. As a female, you should have more feminine energy than you do have masculine energy. And as a male, you should have more masculine energy than you have female energy. But you know that in this day, that is slowly changing. You can now find some of the males with more feminine energy than you as a woman, and vice versa. Okay, so it's important that we pay attention to that and not get lost along the ways of society and the narratives that they are putting out here, the agendas that they are pushing. The feminine power is an infinite power. It is an infinite energy. Not only does it procreate, but it is as equally as powerful as the masculine energy. We might not have bigger backs as them, and our legs might not be as muscular as theirs, but spiritually, we are powerful because we can endure just about anything. So ask yourself again, who's superior? I fucking love y'all. And until next time, I holla.